Hello and welcome once again to the Gaming After 40 video podcast. I love video game music. It's been an important part of gaming for decades, and I've been curious about one of its technical aspects, so this week we're going to take a look at how early video game hardware may have influenced video game soundtracks. First, some background information. Early consoles like the Atari 2600 were tied directly to the NTSC television refresh rate, 60 frames per second or 60 Hz. The Atari hardware had no display memory to speak of, so most game programs were concerned first and foremost with drawing the screen line by line, using the vertical blanking interrupt time between the end of one draw cycle and the beginning of the next to take care of game logic and player input. Atari 2600 games had to take care of updating the sound registers during that same brief period. This means that at most, the note being played could be changed 60 times per second. Let's take a look at the opening theme from Parker Brothers' version of Frogger for the Atari 2600 and see if its timing aligns with what we expect. It's a brief tune, I recorded it, and looking at the waveform we can clearly see that new note attacks occur 4 times per second. Because the sound being played is so pure and simple, we can even see the update cycle occurring 60 times per second. Every 15 cycles a new note attack begins and then decays to silence before the next attack. The waveform changes right on the 1/60th steps. We can see it changing in discrete steps 60 times per second. Did this same kind of timing impact the Nintendo Entertainment System a few generations later? Let's examine the music from Konami's Castlevania. Here the sound is a lot more complex. It's clear that sound chips with waveform support can generate much more complex sounds independently of the video refresh cycle. But are updates still happening at 60 Hz? We see 7 distinct waveforms within 0.047 seconds, that is, every 3 frames, allowing a 140 Hz change rate for the music. Now, this was not what I was expecting to see. The music is running at a consistent rate, but changes are clearly not limited by the screen refresh rate. So, how does this happen? As it turns out, the NES sound channels each have a timer based on the system's overall clock cycle rather than the screen refresh. So while music timing can be linked to the frame sequencer, it need not be. As long as the game program can feed it data fast enough, almost any tempo is possible. So even at the level of 8-bit NES technology, music had already been decoupled from the 60 Hz screen refresh rate, and freeing up composers has been great for gaming. This has been the Gaming After 40 video podcast. Thanks for watching.